Okay, so now that we've completed the jab and the cross, we're now moving on to the lead hook. When we're throwing the lead hook, there are 3 areas of concern. There is the loading, there's the creating of the L shape, and the rotating. So we're actually going to skip step number 1 and focus on step number 2 and 3, which is the creating of the L shape and the rotating. When creating the L shape, we're literally going to start off by creating the L, right? We've got the L here, we've got like a 90-degree bend here. So we're starting off by flexing our biceps, okay, just without the flexing part. You're gonna point it down where your fist is pointing forward, okay? Again, so important that you have an alignment here. You're not throwing like this, you're not throwing like this, okay? Everything's in one line there, okay? So that way, on impact, again, everything is supporting you. So again, on impact, everything's supporting. Now moving on to step number 3, which is rotation. So use your other side, use this side of your shoulders and your hips to rotate that hand, right? To rotate that hook, okay? So maintain this shape throughout. So once you've created it, when you rotate, maintain that shape and punch just past your face. Come back to my stance. Flex, point forward, rotate. Back to my stance. Get to the point where now you don't need to do this whole bicep flex and point forward to create that L shape, right, of that hook, right, that hook. So just here, I want you to get to a point where you can just create it like that. Create it like that, and now rotate. Create it like this, then rotate. For the rotation, I don't want you to swing any more further than your face, right? So just hit, just rotate just enough to pass it there and come back to your guard. So you create the L shape, you rotate just hitting past your face and back to your guard. So now we're going to go back to step number 1, right? The loading. So here, as you can see in this angle, my lead hand is in front of my rear hand, right? I've got the high guard here, lead hand's in front of the rear hand. All I want you to do is literally just shift forward, right? So shift your right hand in front. So just switch positions. Just switch positions like that. So rear hand comes in front, right? Lead hand is now behind you. So here my left hand's in front. I'm just gonna switch position now where my left hand's behind me. Okay? So again, I'm gonna switch forward. And that's it. Now that I've loaded, I create the L shape and I rotate. Now you'll see the difference here, right? So I can actually throw the hook without having to load, right? So I can throw it from here, yeah? From here, create the L shape and rotate. But what you can see here, right? So when I create the L shape, look how much rotation I got. I only got this much here. But when I load, create the L shape, look how much rotation I have now, right? So now I can add more swing and more force into it. So to recap, all right, to load, switch arm position, L shape, rotate, back to guard. Load, L shape, rotate, back to guard. Right, so in a faster pace, you're going like this. I'm not asking, when people teach the, what I'm saying when people teach the hook, it's to do this, slip to throw the hook. We're not doing that yet. It's the foundations pathway. We're going to worry about that later. Right, so when I've loaded like this, it's the same load when I throw the cross, right? And so that's going to be the next video, chaining these punches together. Throwing the jab, the cross, and the hook. Alternatively, what you can do is, if you have a heavy bag, is literally, don't punch it, just slap it. Here, load, here, and come back to your stance. Here, load, so I've loaded, create the L shape, rotate, back into my stance. Maybe you could qualify for that slapping competition. Right, so now again, make sure you grunt, make sure your chin is protected. Load, L shape, slap. So just slap it. Don't go too hard. Don't go too hard. Just get comfortable with the moving. See if you can get there a bit faster. And here. Keep that shape.